Welcome back. You're watching Mentality. Tonight we're discussing the question of infidelity. How long in a relationship before the man starts to cheat? Well, you've heard the men's point of view. Now we're going to hear the ladies' point of view. In the studio we have a special guest. But before we hear her views, let's hear what the ladies on the street had to say.
When it's new, the love is so sweet. But when it gets to an extent, I mean like 1 year, 2 years, they start. I don't know why. I think it's natural.
2 weeks, 3 weeks, they always start cheating. They're never straightforward. Even if they are Christians, they do cheat.
I think after 1 year, when they get too comfortable, when they think the chick is not going anywhere, she's always been there, and they start getting silly.
Wow, it's a lot to take in. Our guest is a popular radio presenter on one of our radio stations. Kalekye Mumo, welcome.
Thank you, Ian.
Well, you've heard what the men had to say and the ladies. What are your views?
Wow, okay. First of all, you didn't define a relationship, or Kwach, you didn't define a relationship. A relationship, from my perspective and where I want to take this, is a relationship that has full commitment. You've been happy for such a number of months or a year or years, and then you start to lose interest or you fade. I think I'd like to take it from that perspective. Not I am interested, not I am interested in you for horizontal purposes, upon which after that I'll be disinterested. Right. I'm talking about something that has had some validity and you've been together for a while and then you start to lose. And speaking, let's say, in a marriage, for me it would start to lose, I imagine that a man would start to lose interest once it becomes the norm of your activities. You're now in a routine. The children have come, and there's a routine. Mom has to fix the kids, fix you, go to work, come back, do the same routine over again. Now, my question usually to guys is, where are you in this ship that you say you are captain of? Yes. If you're the captain of the ship, how come you're not taking part in the activities that have become so tedious and norm to your wife? You're there with your gazette. Dinner, okay. Then of course it will become boring and it will become normal. And you start looking outside where somebody's got time for you. The reason a chick outside will have time is because you have helped your wife or your partner get away from the normal things that she's doing that are making her busy. Now if you take part, then you will have time for her to hit the shower and horizontally sort you out. Because I know that's the only reason you're going out.
Kalekye, are you among the ladies who think that it's a question of when and not if?
Actually, I'd say, it's about when. It's going to happen. It's going to most likely happen, and you need to be able to check it out.
Kalekye, let me ask you, why would you get married to a guy if you're expecting him to cheat on you?
Well, you know what? Life is about a risk, and you will do it because that's who we are. Women, we are trusting, and we say, not my man. But in the back of your mind, let no woman lie to you. She knows it's possibly going to happen. Okay? It is possibly going to happen.
You know, expectation predicts reality. If all the time you're suspecting this guy, in fact, at some point he's going to say, I'm going to do this because you never give me a break.
Maybe I should explain myself better.
Please do.
By saying that it has to be in the back of your mind and that no woman can stand up and say, I know he'll never, is because of the nature by which you men were created.
The nature of the beast,
yes. It's true.
Yes.
You're siding with Kwach.
No, I'm not siding with him fully. I'm saying it is the truth of the matter is how you were built.
Yeah.
Okay? By the time God was giving you Eve,
it is in the DNA.
He knew that it was going to happen. You keep quiet for 2 seconds. He knew, okay? But I'm telling you, you cannot pretend and say that it is not a possibility. You cannot pretend.
So what you're saying
What I'm saying is, if you know in your mind that it is a possibility, because every woman, there's none that will lie to you that they don't know that, you are, again, we unfortunately were given the burden of making things happen in the home, that we have to be the enabler of everything. We have to be the one to take extra care. Now, I believe as a woman, I am the neck. He may be the head, but I am the neck. And it's up to me to decide how that control button is going to work. And the man has to be involved in what I'm doing. By me making him involved, he has to think it's his decision. Okay? So
I like what you're saying. Before Kwach spoils it, let me say something there. Let me say something there. I like what you're saying, that this is a relationship between two people.
Yes.
And cheating sets in when the two of you are not working on this. One is reading a Gazette,
yes, the other one is
checking out chicks out there and on the internet, and the other one is busy trying to hold this family together.
Right.
So what we're saying is, if you don't want your man to cheat, you don't have to expect it to happen.
No.
You can push him, and the man can be responsible enough as a man to work on these things. So that when the grass is not green, water it. Talk about it. Yes. Do what is necessary, what real men do, instead of avoiding and running out there. Deal with the situation.
Okay, the question is how long? Now, he says after the 4th date.
Yeah.
Do you agree with him
totally
that...
not.
Okay,
I mean,
how long?
By the time you're saying after the 4th date, that's a man who has issues beyond your imagination.
I agree with you.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
Hang on.
Let me finish my point.
Let her finish.
Happy home.
Let her finish. No.
It is a man with severe issues. And let me tell you, issue number one. Issue number one is that you must always feel in control. You do not want to imagine that this chick, you're going to stay for date number 5, then you start liking her. Lo and behold, oh my goodness, you like her beyond horizontal. You have a problem. You got to go. Find the next person to impress.
No, but you see now, Kalekye, and the one thing that I do know, when it comes to most relationships, in fact, all relationships that I know, especially the married guys, they're never in control. Okay? The wife controls everything.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
And I think now what we're trying to talk about here is after how long, and what I said, not the 4th date, after now he has had the goods. He has eaten. Now it's like, okay.
So it's no matter how, it doesn't matter how long.
Yes,
as soon as you slept with her, that's it.
Yes.
He will start
now he starts thinking about plan B.
That is not the typical man.
And then the typical man, he comes up with excuses and ideas so that he can justify it to himself, so he can sleep better on why the guy started cheating. For example, I know a lot of guys who said, you know what, me, I had to start cheating on my wife because now after she gave birth, she didn't have time for me. She was just thinking about the kids. Okay.
Now, whose child is that? Whose child is that?
Now that's another question for
answer.
I'm told up to 75% of that guy thinks his daddy, lakini si yake. Even her, she was cheating with somebody else.
You're giving Kalekye that permission to call us big boy, big baby. If that's how you behave,
what is wrong with you?
To call you a big baby.
You're just a big baby.
Better than that.
No, I'm talking
You're
about the married men, okay? But as far as the rest of us are concerned, okay, it's okay. I have now conquered this particular mountain. I want to go and now sow my royal oats.
Those are not relationships.
That is not a relationship.
Those are just notches on...
Thank you.
No.
Yes.
You have had years.
That's not a relationship.
But then you calm it down.
Those are conquests.
By the way, do you know what? Most people come down after conquering. They have all these conquests. But they'll say, you know what? Now between Iki, Piki and Ponki, I want to marry one of them. Okay. Then that's where we go to church.
But you know, when you set on that...
But if you've been doing that all along, even when you get married, what's going to stop you?
By the way, Ian, that's the truth. If you're set on this behavior, this is how you do things. When you get married, it doesn't get any better. Because you're going to get bored.
You get bored.
You've
trained yourself to be bored, and that's why I say a man with that behavior has issues. He has a problem.
It needs to be counseled.
He has a problem. And his problem is insecurity. You'd be surprised.
Or
you feel
even
insecure, sex addiction, or you just need to have the constant spotlight on you because you love the chase. Now, I know there are many people who love the chase and eventually see a woman who is out of whatever they've been chasing, and they just...
The one.
She's the one. Why? Because, one, she will not give you that attitude that you've been expecting.
She won't take your crap.
She'll take your crap. And that's that woman. By the time you find her, and God help you with that Kwach, one day you do find her.
No. I got it. She's there. Hi, babe.
Yeah, whatever.
She has issues, and she needs to.
You know, by the time you will find that one person who can tame you down. The reason will have been that you have now stopped having your insecurities. She has brought out the real you. Okay. So,
but Kalekye, in your times and your lives and travels. When you, for example, you're on radio and you have, obviously, you have your topics every day.
That's right.
When you ask those questions, the majority of the guys who cheat, are they not married?
Well, they are.
Okay.
They are.
Now, would that be in our community? Would that be a minority? Am I the majority of the people?
Just remember, those who call back,
those
who like what you're talking about.
Like, exactly. So I cannot say that they speak.
They don't. Okay, when you sit down in a forum of like 10 married women, okay, or 10 married guys, right? How many of those do you tend to find that, you know, these guys actually are dogs?
Half of them will not even want to say it.
Yeah, but the half that say
it. There'll be like 1 or 2. They're not that many. They'll not be proud. They will not talk to you proudly about it. Let me tell you, the reason why they end up in that situation, even them, they know it's their insecurities. Why is he going to tell me that he's been dogging?
Obviously, most people don't come out and say and speak the truth. Because, you know, even if I'm sitting here with Pastors, Ian, and then we're sitting somewhere and we're like, you know what, by the way, you guys may have found this other chick, so I'm dogging on my wife. Yeah? 9 times out of 10, it'll get back to her because it came from the boys. Okay? I know a group of guys. All of them are married. And they're like, you know, one of these chamas, and they're like 15. Okay. And whenever we have the meetings, whenever they have the meetings, okay, all 15 of them come with